Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lili Nishmas, Imi, Moirosi, Rus, Bas Mordechai. Oshira Lashem, Kigam Alalai. Oshira Lashem, Kigam Alalai. Oshira Lashem, let me hear you. Kigam Alalai. Nachman. Oshira Lashem, Kigam Alalai. Rabbi Isai. Anoichi, Haster. Just read in the parasha, no? Nissim gluyim bizman hazeh, Yad Hashem. We have to see HaKadosh Baruch Hu's tremendous hashgacha. The fact that He gave us the knowledge and the chachma to build a device that nobody in the world has. It's not koichi v'otzim yadi, it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Last night, within an hour of 180 ballistic missiles, which I witnessed with my own eyes, and many of the people here in this room who were dumb enough to leave their shelters and look, watch. I saw with my own eyes the ballistic missiles. I actually took video of it, and by mistake I shut it off after 1 second. So I have a ballistic missile going by my house, but I have other, I'll show you some. I have a very interesting vantage point from my mirpeset. I can tell you that when I came here to shear, my heart was still racing. It's not a comfortable thing, and those in Chutz La'aretz will probably never understand what we in Eretz Yisrael went through, what the women in Eretz Yisrael went through, the children, the trauma. We heard the booms, many, almost like firecrackers, boom, boom, loud noises. It's hard to describe. But we saw with our own eyes, Hashgacha Pratis, HaKadosh Baruch Hu saved us. Not a single person in Eretz Yisrael was killed. One Gazan, you hear what I'm telling you? One guy that ran away from Gaza, made his way to Yericho, got hit by Sharpenel and died. And the same day, a guy from within Eretz Yisrael killed 7 individuals. 180 missiles did zero. Like they say, many jokes. The worst thing, and it's true, the worst thing that those missiles caused is that a lot of people's food that was in the oven for Yom Tov burnt. That's it. So we have to give a tremendous Haidah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Understand the nace that we saw. I want to share with you, I usually don't show my wife, and maybe she's there for a half a second, but just to understand where people are. My wife, even though there was chairs, she was sitting on the floor in fear. And she was not doing well, although in this video you don't see that she sounds normal at this point. But I want to share with you, not that, because I have a video of that, but I will not share that with you, because I want to stay married. Here, put the sound on for a second.
There's one right now. Wow, it went off or something. I just saw one flying. There's people walking around in the street. Here it is. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's iron there. I don't know what it's called.
Wow.
I called it David.
Wow. And there's people just walking around.
But you didn't see the next part. There's a part of that you never saw. People were just ignoring it. No, this is, let me explain. Rabbi said also, time out, there's going to be a siren now, so warn your people in your house that this is not the real siren. Don't get scared, there's going to be a siren now. This is after the siren went off, and I was in the mamad for at least 5 minits. I came out, and this is what I saw. It was way after the siren. And you'll hear the siren right about now. Warn the people. The pizza's still doing deliveries. It's going to start right now. I'm showing this for a shtickle. What does a person do?
See you guys later. That's the stuff.
Oh, you always got to grab that Gemara.
It's bad. It's very bad.
She's on the floor. You saw that? Okay. Anyway. Hold on.
We're having another side. They just saw more missiles.
Okay. Rabbi, thank you for sending many emails. I don't know. I didn't go through all of them yet. I wrote down names here. Svituvia Abinson from England, Menachem Kovacs from Baltimore, Mordechai Sapaznik, Moshe Handler, Yosef Kamen from Brooklyn, Yosef Ben Zev from Chicago, Isaac Weinberg, Aaron Schwartz from Denver, Eli Letterberger from Washington Heights, Binyomin Gutman from Baltimore, Gonzaga University of Pennsylvania, Zerach Spiro from Passaic, Eli Gatto, Stanley Weiss, Josh Brody. Oh, I have his thing here. Joseph Sella, Rael Garansky, Yosef Nahali, Yaakov Kroman, Zvi Grossman, Moshe Markowitz, Yaakov Granik, Aya Lifshitz, something like that. Liw, Schitz, Lee Margolas, Elimelech Reich from Kiryas Yoel, Moshe Rifkin, Chaim K, Yankee Cohen, Eli Geller, MD Friedlander. Today on Rosh Hashanah is his birthday. He gives everybody from MDY bracha. Herzl Herbst, and many. I think I received like 100 emails. Below Guzma. So Yishkoyach here. I copied Ari Chaimutz on this email because he deserves to get credit. On June 24th, I watched the What a Day clip and started listening to the shir since today marks 100 days. I've been doing Daf Yomi for 12 years plus, but there's nothing like MDY in the shir. Keep strong. Looking forward to seeing you in the Shabbaton. And yes, we met at Kraken on the Shul of Ramah. Reuven Halevi, zchusim Toiva. Aaron Schwartz from Denver, Colorado, been a student since Nazir. It hasn't changed only my life, but I'm certain it's changed my family's life. I now have a better job, learn more Torah daily, and I'm a better father, husband than ever before. May Hashem continue to bless you. Zchusim Toiva, Aaron Schwartz from Denver, Colorado. Josh Brody from Boca Raton. As Rosh Hashanah approaches, I wanted to take a moment. You guys know Josh Brody? Yeah. He's famous. He has a very famous podcast. To express my deep gratitude to all you do, the time, dedication, effort you put into each shir, I truly appreciate it, not only by me, but also by all of your Talmidim. Shiurim are a source of inspiration, clarity, and meaning. They have a profound impact on our lives. Thank you for your patience, wisdom, countless hours you invest in prepared teaching. Your evidence extends far beyond the walls of the Beis, reaching your Talmidim and their families. We're so fortunate to learn from Oish Koyach. Wishing your family a year filled with health, happiness, continuous success. Zchusim Toiva, deep appreciation. Josh Brody, Boca Raton, Florida. This is the last one for today. I'm not a big fan of writing emails, though I would like to firstly extend my Akaras HaTov. As someone who in the last cycle of Daf Yomi dropped out after Bava Metzia, I was determined to get back on the bandwagon in the cycle of Bava Basra. I try each day to do the Daf 3 times. Once by myself, once with the Shirley Bornstein, and once with you. I enjoy the different styles and it helps me know each day, each Daf well. Baruch Hashem, 97 days in, I've made it my priority to keep it going with the Kodesh Baruch Hu's help. I always find time to do it each day. Even though at a full-time job, there's always time to get the limud in. But your shir is the one I look forward to. I literally wait to get the notification that was uploaded and jump right into it. This morning, listen to this, Rabbi Isai. This morning I pulled into the hotel at 4:30 a.m. 4:30 a.m. And I saw that the shir was uploaded. I Chromecasted my phone to the hotel room's TV screen and got right into the daf. You'll see a picture. This guy's fully loaded. He has many devices. Whoever thought that the TV screen in a hotel room could actually be used for some kedusha? I brought me some nostalgia from when I was a kid. Oh, it brought me some nostalgia when I was a kid when my family would be in a hotel on vacation and we watched Curious George. He's the guy that got to watch on vacation. Now I'm just asking, excited to learn the daf now I'm just as excited to be learning the daf on screen instead. Now at 5:30 a.m., I'm ready to get to some sleep and learn the daf. You hear this? He got to the hotel 4:30. At 5:30, he's going to sleep after watching the daf. It's incredible. P.S. Tell the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, say, look at the sacrifice I did. Give me another year of health. Rabbi Isai, today, what?
It means you watched it in regular speed.
No, it takes time to check in and get up to your hotel room and then put your stuff down and all this stuff. I'm attaching a picture of me learning today's daf in the hotel room. Forever grateful. Your Talmud, Eli Geller from Lakewood, New Jersey. Here it is. Rabbi Isai, check this out. He has a tablet on the bed with the Gemara on it. Look, it has Tzur Sadaf. You see that? Now, next to him he has a phone. And there's some other device that took this picture. That's yesterday's daf. 2 days ago's daf. Koil of the month, sponsored by Binyomin Rosenfeld for Hatzlach Business. Masech, the sponsor for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Rebbitzen, we just finished a year, 365 days of a daf, of never missing a daf. 365. Baruch should give us another year to be able to learn outside of the bomb shelters, B'revach, but without so many, who knows? A lot of things are nigzar this Rosh Hashanah. We should be able to get rid of the nuclear and get rid of all the threats and live B'rachas Adas with Mashiach Tzidkenu. The Masechta for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnassa B'revach, myself, Dr. Dauber, Abba Rennert, and for the refuah shleima and safe and speedy return of our Chayalim. Matching Rebelli's donation to zchusim Chayalim for the month. Binyomin Rosenfeld for the zchusim that come from supporting limud HaTorah. Parnassa Shavua. A lot of us don't know this. We don't understand it. It's like the Americans sitting over there eating pizza and they have no idea what it means to run into a bomb shelter when you hear the thing. We don't know what it means to have a son in Lebanon over Rosh Hashanah and thinking about him every single day and going to sleep and where is he and how is he and there's missiles going on. We have no clue. Besides Robert Early and a few other people in this room. We have no clue. Kidnovations LLC in honor of my uncle Elchanan Pressman and Fishel. It should be a zchus for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga, shidduch for Revka Yehudit's Chaya. And a thank you to Rebbitzen Stefansky. It should be a zchus for a year filled with mazel bracha tzlocha Parnassa B'revach and Refuah. Parnassa Shavua, Eli Stefansky, Bava Basra, Parnassa Sheldon and Donna Reich in memory of Donna's father, Noach Ben Yehuda, and Sheldon's father, Noach Ben Yehuda. May their neshamas have an aliyah. Official mitzvah motivators: shleima, Moshe Shmuel Ben Sora Batzion and Tinoch Ben Altanachama. Parnassa Yom, Joe Sharp, Lili Nishmas, our family murdered Al Kiddush Hashem in the Holocaust, whose yahrzeit is the first day of Rosh Hashanah. The neshama should have an aliyah. Nathan Fruchter in memory of my grandfather Yaakov and Avram, Yaakov Ben Blima on his yahrzeit Rosh Hashanah Chof Tesela. Michael Reiser Lezech Nishmas Gila Bas Yehuda Wolf, Gail Gordon Aleh Shalom. Parnassa Yom, to remember to not just daven for life, but to daven for a Daf Yomi changed life. I want to remind the Olam. I said this the other day that people think, I could pour the water in. The other guy will pour the wine in. Not everybody davened for me last year. If you enjoy the shir, Hakar Satayv, take you 10 seconds, one time during Rosh Hashanah. This year I had 2 major health scares. I had to go through 2 MRI that cost me $15,000 each. Well, I got a little bit of a discount. They were crazy MRIs with the what do you call it? The injections so they could see the arteries, this, that. They thought I had a stroke, whatever. I couldn't walk for a month. I was in crutches, remember? My knee goes this way now. So, what do I say? Elio Ben Rus. For health. Shkoyach. I know that you're thinking, well, I have to daven for my kids. You can daven for 10 seconds. Michael Reiser. No, on Rosh Hashanah. Now it's better than ever. You're right. Do it now. To remember that just daven for life, but to daven for Daf Yomi changed life. Huh? Amen. Amen. Thank you. Shkoyach. You see, Omer Vaisa. Arya Benji. Lili Nishmas, Rivka Bas, Penino Miriam. Parnassa Yom, Meir Planka. Wishing your belly. MDY team. The team. And MDY Mishpacha, especially Toronto. Ksiva, Chasiva Toiva, Lili Nishmas, Avner Ben, Emmanuel Olav. And finally, the heart of the month. For zchus, for belly, and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Yishkoyach, Rabbi Isai, here we go. Eliyahu ben Rus. Rus Pas Mordechai, Eliyahu, very simple. 2 names, Eliyahu ben Rus. Zok, the Heilige Gemara, we're holding 4 lines from the bottom of Daf Tzadik Ches, Amud Beis, Geschmack stuff today. There was, we invested a lot of time and money in the 3D animation guys to see, because I think there's a potential there. We're not there yet, but today we'll show you like a different way of describing the Gemara, different, not the funny stuff, but good pshat in 3D, something that I don't think anybody else has. A new type of a pirush chai. Says the Gemara, Reb Chanina nofek lekiryasa. Reb Chanina went out there schmoozing with the people in the cities. Ramalei kroya adodi. So they asked him, there's a contradiction. It doesn't make sense. The house, the Beis Hamikdash that Shlomo HaMelech built, Lashem, Shishim Ama Arkoi, 60 long, Ve'esrim Rachboi, 20 wide. This is what you have to realize for the question. Ushloishim Ama Kaimasa. How tall was the Beis Hamikdash that Shlomo HaMelech built? 30 Ama tall, 30. But it says, Zchusim, Lefnei Advir Esrim Ama Orech, Ve'esrim Ama Roichav, 20 by 20. And here it says, Ve'esrim Ama Kaimasa. A second ago you said it's 30, and now you're saying it's 20. How tall was the Heichal? Amar lahu, ki kachashiv misfas kruvim ulemala. So, very important to understand this. And if you look at this picture, there's 2 kruvim in the Beis Hamikdash. If you came just for that, I don't know if everybody knows this. There was kruvim on top of the aron that you can see on the bottom. How tall were those kruvim, Rabbi Isa? Anybody know? 10 tfachim. But there was other kruvim made out of gold that Shlomo HaMelech made. And here they are, the large ones, and they were 10 amas tall. So what he's saying is that, maybe there's a better picture. Oh yeah, there we go. The ceiling was 30 amas, as you can see in purple, 30 amas. But when we're measuring from the top of the head of the kruvim, then it's only 20 amas, because the kruvim themselves are 10 amas. So that's why the pasuk says 20 amas. Ask the Gemara the obvious question. Why don't you tell me the height of the ceiling from floor to ceiling? Why are you telling me the height of the kruvim, the top of the kruvim? My komashmalon. Says the Gemara, komashmalon lemata kilamala. I want to tell you this idea that just like above the kruvim you see in the picture, there's absolutely nothing going on from the head of the kruvim to the ceiling. It's all empty space. So too, going downwards, there's nothing going on. Malamalo in mishamish klum, it's empty. Aflamato in mishamish klum. Check this out. Pretend that I'm a kruv. If you measure from that wall to me, and from that wall to this shoulder, it would come out 20 amas. And if I take a measuring tape from that wall to that wall, it will come out 20 amas. That means from my shoulder to my shoulder, the size of the kruv is 0. It didn't take up any space at all, 0. We have a Kabbalah from our fathers, forefathers, from grandfather. The place of the Arain and the actual Kruvim don't take up any space whatsoever. That's a Messiris. Now the Gemara is going to say, why do you need a Messiris? Why can't I just figure it out myself? It's logic. And the Gemara is going to explain why it's not logic. The Sfarim say, what's the idea behind this? That the Kruvim, the Aron doesn't take up any space. Moyerdiki Yisoid. Torah doesn't take up any space. You think that you have to miss the Daf Yomi shir because you have a business meeting and you have to be there early in Tel Aviv. You're making a mistake. Torah doesn't take up any space. Torah cannot take away from your Parnassa. In fact, the Ben Ish Chai adds, and he says, Torah does not cost you from your yearly allotment. On Rosh Hashanah, tomorrow, HaKadosh Baruch Hu decides how much money you will make this year. If you use that money to hire a chavrusa to learn with you, someone that's better than you in learning, use that money for tutors for your sons, for Torah, it doesn't come out of the top cheshbon. It's not included. It's free. So he says, that's the hint over here. Torah, the kruvim, the aron don't take up space. The aron that the Moshe Rabbeinu made takes up, it's 10 in each direction. In other words, the aron, the whole room was 20. So if you measure from this side of the aron to the wall and that side of the aron to the wall, it's 10 and 10. In other words, the actual aron didn't take up any space. It's as if you took a tape measure from side to side and there's nothing there. Omar Avnoy Omar Shmuel. Kruvim b'neis hinoim din. The kruvim don't take up any space. There was an ace. Shenemar v'chomesh amis knafa kruva echas. Each wing of a kruv, the wing, each one is 5. How many wings do we have here between the 4 kruvim, the 2 kruvim? 4 wings times 5 is 20. The whole width of the room is 20. So how could these kruvim fit in there? There's 10 amos miktzos knafav v'al knafav. So if the kruv is spread out like this, from wingtip to wingtip is 10 amos. Ask the Gemara, what about the body of the kruv? If the wings come out from the side like hands, like this, and they're standing one next to each other. Let me just show you what I sent Yoshi in the beginning of the day. As this is wasn't art, just as a reference. I said, do something like this, then do something like this. It works, I guess. And I think this takes it to another level. I don't know that anybody has this in 3D. Yes, they could do it, but we have 2 full-time 3D guys, so Baruch Hashem. So here the Gemara is asking, if from side to side is 20 amas, and they're standing wing to wing, and each wing is 5 amas, what happened to the actual body in the center? So you see, it's proof that the body of the kruv didn't take up any room. It's a nace. We have a number of questions on this. So this we don't have 3D for, but you know on kaparas, you grab the chicken like that. In other words, the wings come out its back together. They're not like hands. They come from the center of the back, so they actually don't take up any room. They'll come out, they go to each side 5 amas per wing, and then they can stand tip to tip. Here we go. Maybe they weren't tip to tip. Maybe they were just offset from each other. They overlap each other. Maybe the bodies do take up room. Who told you? What's your proof that the bodies don't take up room? Another question. Maybe it's like this. Maybe they were standing on the angle. Now, how much is the angle? If the wall is 20, how much is the angle? It's 1.4 times 20, which is 28. 28. 28. Yeah? 1.4 times 20 is 28. So if they are, the wings take up 20, 4 times 5 is 20, so they have another 8 amma to fit in their body. That's fine, it's more than enough. So this, I just used the picture that we did yesterday. As we saw, the houses were built, staggered stones. You don't want the wall to tip over, so they built it with a wide stone on the bottom, and as you go up, they're narrower and narrower. So maybe the bottom was 20 amma, but as you get higher, there's more room, and therefore, in that extra room, the body of the kruv was able to stand. Maybe it was something like this. Maybe their wings were bent. Who said they were completely straight like this? Maybe there's a little of a bend. Oh, here's a good one. Maybe they're like hugging, the tip to tip like this. We see pictures of pigeons like that sometimes or whatever. So Memela, we don't know for a fact. Shalom Aleichem, come on in. There's no raya that they stood side by side and their actual body doesn't count and there was an ace. The fact that we know it's an ace is from tradition. We have it father to father, but not because we have a logical proof. New sugya. Middle, like 6 lines from where it becomes wide. Thank you. How are these kruvim facing? Now, the kruvim, they look like birds, but their faces were like human beings, like children. Were they facing each other? Were they facing the Beis HaMikdash? We have a little bit of a contradiction in the Psukim. It's not really contradiction, but we have to understand how they were facing. Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Lazar, Chadomar Pneihem, In fact, the Torah says that the kruvim were facing each other. So again, what's interesting is that there are two kruvim. Kruvim that Moshe Rabbeinu put in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, they were facing each other, it says, Pnei Mishlach. The kruvim that Shleima HaMelech made, these giant ones, it says that the Pnei Labayis. But l'chayra, the kruvim of Shleima HaMelech should mimic those of Moshe Rabbeinu. That's what the Gemara understands. So Shleima HaMelech's kruvim, how? Where were they facing? They were facing each other like so. V'chadomar, another one says Pneim Labayis like so. You see the door on the bottom of this picture. They were facing the Heichal. According to the Manoma, they were facing each other. What about the pasuk by Shlomo? Pneim Labayis. They were facing the house. Like Hashem says the Gemara, unbelievable. When Klal Yisrael does Hashem's will, they face each other. When Klal Yisrael doesn't do HaKadosh Baruch Hu's will, b'neis, they turn. Nobody turns them, they turn by themselves. Says the Rashbam. Not this one, maybe this one, not this one. Oh, here. See the Rashbam. It's like 10 lines from the bottom. You can just look on the screen if you want. Like a chassan and kala look in each other's eyes. Lasts about 4 or 5 days. That gaze, that look, is a sign of love. So when the kruvim look at each other, it's a sign that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is happy with Klal Yisrael. That's how they were created, these kruvim, facing one another. So that the Shechina should rest on Klal Yisrael. And Klal Yisrael do his will. When they don't do Hashem's will, says the Rashbam, you don't turn them, they turn themselves. Says the Gemara. According to the Man Omar, that says that they were facing the Heichal. What about the pasuk that says that if they were made l'chatchila to face the house, so when do they turn? They were made. It can't be that they were made l'chatchila she'ein noisim ritzoni shel makar. So they were created facing the Heichal. So why would they turn? Says the Gemara, the mitzadidi atzdudei. Here, mitzadidi atzdudei is something like this. Check this out. Look over here. Look. You see their head? They're facing the Heichal, but their head is turned this way. The head is facing each other. Their bodies are towards the Heichal. The Sanya Unklos Hager, Omar. Now Unklos. Unklos, very interesting. The Gemara in Gittin says, you want to see, we have it over here. Huh? Thank you. Unklos Hager. Gemara in Gittin tells us that Unklos, he brought up the neshama, so to speak, of Titus, his uncle, and he asked him, what do you think about Klal Yisrael? So he said, oh, they're amazing, just it's too hard to be Jewish. Don't be Jewish, go after them, whatever. He gave him some bad advice, because as we explained over there, that a person doesn't change in Olam Emes. Whatever is bad midas over here, go with him over there. So then he brings up Bilam. What do you think about Klal Yisrael? Yeah, it's great. Then he brought up Yashka. Yashka said, yeah, become Jewish. So he became a ger. So the Belzer told me yesterday, he said, this is the only time in Shas that Unkelus is mentioned. He says, perhaps he was the nephew of Titus, so he actually witnessed it with his own eyes. And that's why the Gemara brings him. The what? Unkelus Hager Amar, Kruvim Maisit Satzun. He saw with his own eyes. Titus showed it to him.
What?
But he was there by the Chur.
He came to Shleima, Unkelus?
Why not? I don't know.
They didn't bring the crew
I don't
back to
know.
Rome.
How do you know? How do you know?
No one says they brought the crew back to Rome.
What are they? The menorah? Why? Because you see it on the Shartitos?
They don't say that. He came, he was fighting, he was in the army. I never heard from him.
There it says that they were looking at each other.
I never heard from him.
Okay, that's his little shot.
Who
I
said
didn't say. The Belzer from the Koyel. No, just because this is the only time in Shas that he's brought down. He's not quoted. Fine.
You need a car for this, I think.
And then somebody's going to send me an email that he is brought down somewhere. Okay. Omar Kruvim. Oh, Agera. Kruvim Maisit Satsumheim. They look like children. Umutsudodim Pneim. And their heads are facing each other. Ketalmid Aniftim Rabbi. Like people walk away from the Aron Kodesh, they get psicha or something, they walk backwards. The Mishnah Berurah says, you don't turn your back. So when you leave your Rebbe, you don't want to trip. So you don't want to walk completely backwards, but you don't want to turn your back to your Rebbe. So you kind of turn, but you leave your head facing your Rebbe and you walk. So the head is moved, but the body's positioned towards the Heichal. Says the Mishnah. I lost my clock over there. We have some time. If a person owns the water source in his friend's house, let's say he had an inheritance, two brothers divided property, one brother took the house, and one brother took the well, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, because I'm doing different daf, I'm out of order. I'm a Kuf Aleph, I recorded Kuf. It was yesterday's daf that we learned that what does a house mean? A house means 4 by 4, 8 by 8 feet. So it's not a pella that one guy got the well might be worth more than the house. A nice water source in those days. Another guy, hey, Shalom Aleichem. It should be a year where you come every single day. He donated the shas and he thought that's it, he's potter. Once he's sitting up there, his shas is sitting up there and he can leave. No, you gotta be here, we want you here every day. What's the excuse at night? Speak Hebrew, you come at night. Okay, we'll go with it a different time. Should be a year where you're not mevuyash the whole year. Just today, a little busha, but you'll come Be'ez Yisrael every day. One brother gets the pit, let's say, or he bought, whatever it is, he has a water source in his friend's house. He comes in the hours that's normal. And he goes and he leaves when people leave. I thought this is hilarious. Imagine you have a water source in your friend's house, you knock on the door, and you schlep a giant cow into the living room through the thing. Here we even have a little bit of a video. This guy with the bad burger. Okay, it's a little shvach, because I wanted to go through the house, Okay, fine. You can't go through the guy's house with your animal. Why not? If there's a way to get around that, obviously that's not what he gave you. He didn't give you the right to bring your animals into this house. Each one should put a lock on the water well. On the well, there's a cover, you lock it. The owner of the well and the owner of the house. Says the Gemara, what kind of lock? Both of them are for the actual pit. I understand the guy that owns the well, he has to lock it so that the owner of the house doesn't steal his water. Why does the owner of the house need a lock? All my Rebbe Lazar, of Tzadik Tes, Amud Beis, Mishum Chashad Ishtoi. We don't want this guy showing up in this person's house in the middle of the day, all hours of the day. People are going to say this is different rumors. So Mela, you put a lock on the well, and the guy knows he can't show up there until the owner is there. He knows when the owner shows up, and then there won't be any problem. What about, stop. The guy shouldn't be able to, every time the guy goes to the house to fill up water, he'll steal stuff. So says the Rashbam, we're not choshet stealing because the wife is home. So people want to bring a raya from here. I'm not joking. They bring a raya. The women never left the house. That they didn't even go shopping. They were always home. It's not a chashash that the guy's going to steal. Because the Rashbam says the wife is home. What do you mean the wife is home? What if she went out? What if she did? They didn't. The what?
used to go out and do.
Okay.
They would.
My grandfather left the house, he never took keys with him. My grandmother was always
She wasn't on Tava B'Shuk.
Not the new
Did he get locked out?
What? Not the new sponsors. Okay. Last day for the original sponsors. Yaakov Citron, boy side. Give him some business finally. Come on. Yaakov Citron Film. And I can't believe it's already a month that those 6 hostages were killed, brutally murdered in cold blood. The neshamas should have an aliyah. Me, Shesh Legino, maybe Yosef, for today you'll put the names up. I don't have the names, I don't have anything here, but the guy wrote all the names in and I said it's a little bit much. Once in a while we'll do it, I think I did it once. If a person owns a garden, but in order to get to the garden, he must go through his friend's garden. It's understood, you have to be a mensch. There's common sense here. I gave you the right to go to I sold you a garden, but I didn't say that you could come and bring friends and sell stuff out of there and use it as a shortcut. There's rules. When people do, you go in with the normal hours. If you're selling vegetables, you cannot bring people in there to show them the quality. Bring it outside to them. Don't use it as a shortcut to get to another field. The guy that gave the right, the passageway, he has the right to plant on the path, not the guy inside. It's his. If Bezdin decided that his pathway should be over here, check this out, a little bit to the side. So now it's a little bit different. It doesn't really cause the main guy that much damage. They both agreed on that. Now he has extended hours. He comes in and out when he wants. Since on the side, it doesn't really harm the front guy that much, and he can bring in the wholesalers. However, he cannot use it as a shortcut to another field. Now, this is different. Even the front guy cannot plant there. If a person says, I'm selling you the right to, here we go. Remember, in those days, there was no piping. So in order to water your field, you had to draw water, you had to make some sort of ditch, irrigation ditch, all the way from the river, whatever the water source was. So if I buy from you, again, these are people that are not being exact, they didn't have lawyers, they didn't, I want to amas hamayim. I want a house. You should have specified what your house is. I don't need a mishnah to tell me how many amas, and then we have issues, you have to go to Bezdin. Tell me how much it is. Write it down. This guy made a mistake. He said, I want to buy here, take $10,000, give me the right to make a ditch in your field. How much is a ditch? So the Rashbam has a little bit of a different girsa, and he likes that girsa more. It's not that the water is 2 amma wide, it's that the water is 2 amma deep. It's called an amma for a reason. It's not called amasayim, it's called an amma because it's only 1 amma wide, says the Rashbam. And therefore, it even works out nicer in the picture. It's 1, 1, 1, easier to remember, I guess. 1 amma on the side, 1 amma of water, 1 amma on the side. Now, amma beis hakiloin ani moichelecha. Not to water your fields. You know, here in Eretz Yisrael also you have the arba tzol and the tu tzol and the, there's different different sizes for water sources. Over here I need it for laundry and for my animals. It's less water. So what does beis hakilo mean? So the same shot in the Rashbam would go like this. It's a half amma, and half amma. It's a smaller source. It's a half amma on each side. What do you need the amma on the sides? What do you need the half amma? Because look, it's sand, whatever it is, it's going to fall in. I need to repair the edges, the banks of the ditch. And that dirt, look at it. It's nice. It looks like a nice place to plant. That he gives you the right to walk there, but it's not yours. That the owner of the field could actually plant trees there. Now, if I were to ask you before shear, what causes more damage to the banks of this ditch? A nice gesunta tree or wheat? You're probably telling me trees cause more damage, but the Gemara says no. Since trees are planted lower, the roots go deeper in, they don't cause that much damage, not as much as the wheat and other things that you plant, their vegetables. And therefore, mandam azayram, the mandam that says that you could plant anything there, then certainly you could plant a tree which is less damaging. Wow, I forgot to tell the Olam. On Rosh Hashanah, every single day, we do the daf every day. There's no such thing as a vacation from Daf Yomi. Even though everything's already recorded, there'll be a live share here, Be'ez Hashem, 1 hour before Mincha. Well, it's actually not an hour before Mincha. Let's just call it 4:30 both days. There'll be a light kibud, how do you say, light refreshments. Today, the Hebrew shir at 2:30, like Erev Shabbos. Matzah Shabbos, the 2 shir regular time, 9:30 and 10:30. And on Yom Tov itself, 4:30 for the 2 days of Yom Tov. But according to the Mandam, it says that you could plant a tree, but you cannot plant vegetables and stuff like that. Why? They'll damage, there's erosion on the banks, and that's not good. Let's say there's erosion and the dirt disappears. You go to the field that you bought it off, and you can grab some of his dirt, even though it's not yours. Why? You should know that the dirt ended up in his field. Who told you the dirt ended up in his field? The water eroded it, and it traveled somewhere else. Why should you be able to take dirt from him? Go to the Home Depot and buy some sacks of dirt and fill it up. Why are you stealing his dirt? When you purchase the rights to make a ditch, you purchased the right to repair your ditch from that guy's field. Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day. A good Yom Tov. Daven for Klal Yisrael. Daven for your Magid Shir, your Sheldon.